Seen this story for a couple of weeks now.
Yep.
Finally had a chance to go in on it. So supposedly a man proposed to his girl at another woman's wedding.
Right. Right.
How do you guys feel about that?
So, yeah.
You're looking at the photo now.
I mean, okay, so this woman was getting married to her long love, you know, and one of her best friends was a bridesmaid. And she felt like, you know what, I think that she's done a lot for me, so I'm going to help her out. So we don't really know if the guy came to her and asked her if he could do this or if this was partly her idea. Either way, though, the bride did assist the guy who proposed.
Which changes the story for me. Because when I was seeing this story make its rounds on social media for a while, I was thinking, oh my gosh, the man took it upon himself to propose to a bridesmaid at her best friend's wedding. Like, I'm sorry, unwritten rule, this is the bride's day.
Right.
And you don't steal the bride's thunder because you and I have both gone through this wedding process. There are a lot of layers, a lot of emotions, and a lot of people involved. When you take it upon yourself to make your own moment at a day that is someone else's day and moment, I see that as a big no-no.
Right.
But the fact that the bride had something to do with this, do you think she was just trying to be nice? And what is she going to say? No, this is my day. It depends on the kind of girl she is. Maybe she felt like that's not cool. Like, hopefully he just won't do it. But he did. Or was she like, yeah, my girl has done a lot for me as a bridesmaid. Let's make this our moment. Yeah. I don't know.
And it's hard to know for sure, you know, because even now after the fact, she can say, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for them. No hard feelings. But in the moment, I don't know. For personally, on my wedding day, I wasn't necessarily like, it all has to be about me, but I think I would have not loved the fact that someone else took that moment, because you spend sometimes a whole year or longer planning this day. But it does say something about the friend, and you know, clearly she was close enough with this couple for them to think that it was okay, for the guy to think it was okay. But what do you guys think? I mean, should that have been reserved for a private moment, not at someone else's wedding? Because that's where I think most people are a little uncomfortable with that idea.
So you have, on the day of your wedding, if you were Dina and I'm sure this, actually I haven't talked to you about this, coordination. Did you have a day of coordinator?
So we had a coordinator at the venue who helped with the day of, but we didn't hire one other than that.
Oh, she was at the venue.
Yes.
Okay, so I had a wedding planner. Okay. And she was my day of coordinator.
Got it.
In some cultures, in some weddings, you have a friend or even someone in your bridal party who is the day of coordinator, saying, okay, we're not going to hire someone extra or the venue doesn't provide. We're just going to have you make sure that this day runs smoothly.
Like the point person.
The point person. Yeah. Supposedly, the bridesmaid who got proposed to was this bride's coordinator. So that she had done a lot for the bride, and this was the bride's way of showing her appreciation for allowing this to happen. So after I read all that, I thought, okay, you know what? Who am I to judge?
First and foremost.
Because sure, at my wedding, I don't know. I stepped back. I had a lot of bridesmaids. I had 11 bridesmaids. 11? 3 maids of honor.
Oh my goodness.
Twins. Well, excuse me. Twins were my maids of honor, and then my matron of honor was my older cousin. And I had friends. It was a lot of people involved. If one of the men to these girls wanted to propose, I would really sit back and think about it. Yeah. If I were to be able to plan it and say, okay, at the end of my wedding, let me help you at maybe the bouquet toss, which is what happened here, right?
Yep.
Describe what happened exactly.
So we know that based on what I remember from because I read this early this morning when I was half asleep. But so the woman was about to do the bouquet toss. The bride. And yes, the bride. And so she, I guess, turned around and her friend was there, and she I don't know if she threw the bouquet and the friend caught it, or if she turned around and handed her the bouquet. Okay, it sounds like she walked it to her.
Look at the face.
This is the moment. So she walked the bouquet over
and said, "You're going to be next.
Turn around."
No, I don't know what she said that, but like insinuating.
Right, like this is for you. And then you see behind her
and the guy's
guy with the ring.
I would have done this. I would have done this because it's still your moment. It happened at your wedding. Right. You guys kind of have the same anniversary now, wedding anniversary, engagement anniversary. Yeah. I'm sure they're extremely close. She looks so happy
and like thankful, like just happy tears.
Happy that this wedding is over that I helped coordinate. Happy that now I'm getting proposed to. I can see this other. Look at the friend. Oh, that went away. But there's a friend or someone behind that girl being like, oh my gosh, with her face. Look at right there on your screen right now. Her face going, oh my God, there's a girl behind him going, ah. So I get it. There was a lot that happened even during my wedding that others outside of my family or even in my family didn't agree with. Yeah. And I have a personality where I'm a pleaser. I like to make everyone happy. And it hurt me that some people weren't happy with some of the decisions I made. But you have to, at some point as a bride, when you're going through this process, stick to what you want, because this is your one day. And I'm sure, I'm not saying any specifics, but I'm sure her mom or her grandma, the very traditional people, probably said, you're going to let that happen?
At your wedding?
At your wedding?
Yeah.
But you got to just do what you want and what you think is right, because it's the pictures.
Yes.
Those amazing photos you're going to have to look back on.
And something I hadn't really thought about until now, too. Now, their wedding has gone viral. You know, like if they hadn't...
It's still the bride's
It's
day.
still the bride's day. She's still getting all of the love and attention, and people are looking at her like, what a sweet woman for letting this happen. And that's actually what some of you are saying. Elle Loy, good morning to you. Elle says, I think it's unselfish on the bride's part. It doesn't matter. She wanted to share her day with her BFF. And I think it's adorable that they have that moment together. I do agree.
Some are saying that's just, this is Samantha Kelly, that's just plain wrong, no matter what kind of spin you put on it. So I get that too.
Sides, for sure.
I get that too. And again, if Cornelia was here, she'd say, listen here. Maybe, I don't know. But always taking the other side of it just to understand perspective here. Because, maybe you do just want to read that for your day. But bottom line, when I first read this story, I was like, oh, come on, dude.
I know.
You're breaking code.
Too. Yeah, like this isn't your day. But if it happened toward the end and it was at a point in the wedding where they had already exchanged their vows, done all the ceremonial things, I'm sure. Right. Yeah, like, you know, to each their own. And now best friends get to be a part of each other's big days.
Can we talk about that beautiful gown?
Oh, I know.
The bride's dress.
With the really deep cut back.
Oh, man. Do you want to plan your wedding all over again?
Oh, yes. I already told my husband, can we just do it all over again?
Renew our vows?
I had fun.
It was such a good time. Where did you get married?
We actually got married up in Lake Tahoe, and everyone took a chairlift up to the top of the mountain.
It's so Dina!
So us, because we're big skiers. And so actually my bridesmaids went one by one up the lift.
Oh, that is so cool.
And they met the guys, the groomsmen at the top, and walked down, and then I went up with my mom and my dad. And there was a point where we summited, right? So you get up to the top of the lift, and then as soon as you climb over a certain part of the mountain, you get the whole vantage point, the bird's eye view.
Didn't you get proposed to on the top of a mountain too? Yeah, she's very outdoorsy, my friend.
Mountain toppers.
Mountain toppers.
And then you got proposed to in snow.
I got proposed to in snow in Colorado. Yes. The big group of friends. Amazing. That's not very me, but it was the time of year. It was around my birthday. We were celebrating my birthday. It was a couple weeks late.
And you got with your friends, which Caesar thought about.
Which Caesar totally planned, and he's so nervous. He was so nervous at the time, like doing it in front of his family or my family, just like, oh my God. But I think now, we had been together for years before getting
high
engaged.
School sweethearts.
He was so nervous at the time. So friends, that was enough for him. That was good. It was great. Then in Orange County, we got married at Rancho Las Lomas. There was a zoo on site. So zebras were around the corner. Some lions.
Oh my gosh,
were there.
Did you get pictures with them?
Not with them. They weren't out of the cage.
Okay.
But
well, I assumed that. I don't think that your family would be like, hey, go get that photo of that
Caesar wanted the lion. Lion on a leash at the end of the
You got him on a leash, little does he know.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Caesar.
Thanks for my lunch today, sweets. No, it was amazing. 200 plus people. We're both Mexican, so big Mexican family.
Big family,
yeah. But yeah, again, if that would have happened with one of my girlfriends, they wanted to get proposed to. Sure, we would have worked it out.
Yeah.
We would have worked it out.
Depending
I just want to see all my
was.
friends get engaged and get married so we can all be in this journey in life together.
Definitely.
And not like some wanting to be bachelorette in paradise.
Yeah.
And then it's married.
Oh,
what does Billy say?
Bill says, oh, the guy had nothing to do with it. We're putting it all on the bride. So you're right. The guy, the groom.
I'll get y'all married. Yeah, the guy's
It's the bride and the groom's day, and it's the guy who also planned the proposal. So let's not forget to mention all of the characters.
Guys are a part of weddings? I forget that sometimes.
See,
my husband
was into it.
Yeah, so was Caesar. Every detail.
Yeah.
He likes to claim that, oh, I'm so easygoing and I had nothing to do with it. No.
Until you did something he wasn't involved in.
Down to the satin napkin or not.
Wow.
Down to the size of the fork. Especially the food, but mostly because of the money. You'd be like, was that an upsell? Was that an upsell? Get out.
So can I just say, rental companies, when you have eight kinds of forks to decide from, does anyone remember the fork they ate from at a wedding of a friend?
No, but I got sucked into thinking that people cared about all those details.
So you spent more for certain things?
Oh my gosh.
See?
What you budget for and what you actually spend.
That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
I want to know about your wedding, though, at home. Everyone at home, chime in.
Yeah.
Do you love your wedding? How do you feel about this? Oh, El Loy says, I've seen pictures of both of your ladies' weddings. You both were beautiful brides. El Loy, thank you. We appreciate you tuning in all the time.
Okay, well, keep commenting on this one. We want